Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am here today with Serge, Greg, and Parham, and today we have a very, very good episode. We have a follow-up of our top 10 lists. We've done goalkeepers, we've done left backs. Today we're going to be continuing with right backs, okay? But before we get started, as always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are on our way to 100 subscribers. We do want to be hitting that number, so please, 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 we would really appreciate it. Now, boys, like I said, right back position, okay? I went through our list. It is a little bit all over the place, okay? Now, the good thing is it's not just us four that have contributed to this list. It's, I believe, 7 people in total. So me, Parham, Greg, Serge, Naeem, Parsa, and Jasser. So 7 people in total have contributed for this list, okay? That being said, between all 7 of us, there are 17 players, 17 right backs that we have in total, okay? So the good thing about having more people is, again, from 1 to 10, we don't have any joints. We're going to start off with the honorable mentions and then into our top 10, all right? There's 2 players that ended up with 1 point. One of them is Malo Gusto. Parsa's the only one who had Malo Gusto in. He had him in at 10th. And then the other player is Big Benny Blanco. The only man that had Benny Blanco in was Serge at number 10.
Solid, earned a starting spot at one of the best teams in the world at the moment, and never seen him make any mistakes, be bad on 1v1. So yeah. Couldn't think of anyone else.
Fair. I feel like that is not going to be the only Arsenal man that we will have in our list. But no spoilers. A little bit about Malo Gusto as well. Malo Gusto, decent player overall, I would say, for a right back. Very, very young. I think he did a decent job, like while Reese was away as well. So I think he's one to watch for the future. So decent shout to have him in the top 10, I would say. So from 1 point, we are going to go to a player that ended up with 2 points. Okay. I don't know how this brother made the list. I can't lie. Maybe some people think he's underrated, but with 2 points, Matty Cash, okay? Matty Cash, only one person had Matty Cash in at 9th, and that person was Naeem. I don't really have much to say about that, brother. I can't lie. Doesn't Emery kind of sub him out sometimes for Konsa to play right back as well, bro, sometimes?
Yeah, I got nothing to say. No comment.
That brother just gave him 2 points for the vibes, I think, bro. Matty Cash. Nothing much to be said about him, honestly. Gonna continue with honorable mentions. 2 players ended up in joint with 3 points here. One of them was Vanderson. I had him in, and the other one was Mazraoui. Vanderson, I had him in at 8, and then Parsa had Mazraoui in at 8. On Vanderson, because I had him in. I think he's going to be a player that is probably going to get a move this summer. We're linked to him. He seems decent with Monaco because we played Monaco as well. He did a very good job, I would say. So that's basically it on him, honestly. I think he's going to be one to watch. Mazraoui, though. Serge, do you want to say anything about Mazraoui since you're the United man?
He's pretty solid. I mean, but top 10 is a bit much.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
One of your better signings, though, overall, I would say, in the last few years or so, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, didn't he come in this summer? I mean, it's been like one season, not even, right? So
he's solid for you guys, though.
But he's been solid.
He's
been solid. He started off really well, dropped off a little, but it's normal, like it's an underperforming team.
Yeah.
I'm happy with him.
Fair. From 3 points, we have 2 players that ended up in 9 points. Okay, one of them is Kyle Walker. I will let you know who had Kyle Walker. Greg had Walker in at 10, and then Naeem had Walker relatively high, bro. Naeem had Walker in at 3.
I'm the Milan man now. That's why.
That brother was just looking at that guy's FIFA card or some shit like that. No, but like, honestly, it depends how you do it. The good thing about this list is that's why we kind of wanted to do it not based solely on the season, because everyone can do it differently. Like maybe he took into factor like Walker recent years or like overall. You never know, right? Like me personally, I went for player quality over anything. But like some people, I don't know how you guys did it. Some people could have done trophies. Some people could have done a little bit of current form. It really depends. But if we're doing current form, Walker ain't touching the top 10, bro. I can't lie.
I swear.
Of course not.
For the legacy, though, but Greg, why did you have him in your top 10?
For me, he's a current player. I don't know, like his like you said, his legacy just like earns him a top 10 spot in my opinion. Even though like right now, obviously he's not that good, but it's only been what, a year ish his drop off. Like
Yeah, like 18 months or so, something.
yeah, something like that. Before that, he was widely considered like a top three right back in the world. So I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta mention him.
Okay, this is our last honorable mention that was joint with Walker. The other right back that we have here is Pedro Porro. Okay, I will let you know who had Pedro Porro in. So I had Pedro Porro in at 7. Serge had Pedro Porro in at 8, and then Parsa had Pedro Porro in at 9.
I chose players that are good now, and I think will be also good in the future. So the players that have dropped off even in recent years, I didn't really include. That's how I made up my list. And Porro is, I think, I mean, with Carvajal's injury in Spain, and also for Spurs, he's electric and a great player.
Same for me. Like I like Pedro Porro overall. I think he's a decent right back. I think he can honestly get better than what he's currently doing, considering that he plays for fucking Spurs, bro. And their back line is the way that they play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Shambles.
He has great dribbling, and I think he might start for Spain in the next few years.
yeah,
Probably will.
that's very true. Yeah. Alrighty, boys. Honorable mentions are done. We got those out the way. Those brothers are out of the way. We are starting our top 10 now. 13 points. In 10th spot, we have Di Lorenzo. I will let you know who had Di Lorenzo and where they had him. So, Parham had Di Lorenzo in at 8. Greg had Di Lorenzo in at 7. Serge did not have Di Lorenzo with what I see here. I did not have Di Lorenzo. Naim had Di Lorenzo in at 10th. Parsa had Di Lorenzo in at 7th. And then Jasser as well had Di Lorenzo in at 10th.
I was just thinking, like, which right backs are the best for their country. I would say probably Di Lorenzo's Italy's best right back. I can't think of another. And then also on Napoli too. Like Napoli's the top two Serie A team. He's been solid as their right back for the last few years. Won the league with them. So
I think he's just a great attacking wing back. Got a few goals and a couple assists. But I mean, he's on a team that has like the least goals against in the league right now. So I think that like has to give you a lot of credits. I think a lot of my list too is going to be based on like current form and things like that. I do have a few like legacy picks, but I like Di Lorenzo, and out of all the players I was thinking about, he would definitely be my top 10 to pick like a right back.
Serge, why didn't you have him? Well, both of us didn't, but why didn't you?
I mean, I guess his Euro performance was pretty shambolic, to say the least. He was getting beaten on 1v1s constantly, and it kind of felt to all Italy fans that he was not really earning a starting spot, and the only reason he was actually playing was because Spalletti is the coach. I feel like that was the case for the Italian fans, at least from what I saw on socials, and I follow Italy pretty often. I like Italy. I do think he's the best Italian right back, but I just don't like his. I don't like him as a player. I'll be honest. Just because of that Euro, maybe it just like left a really bitter taste in my mouth, or I don't know. Just from what I've seen, he doesn't stand out for me to be a top 10.
Same with me, honestly. He just doesn't really stand out in my opinion. Like, at least like for me personally, he doesn't get anywhere like close to my top 10 that I have. He's a decent player. He's an okay player, I would say, but I don't think he's anything extraordinary in my opinion. That's the only thing. Plus aging as well, bro. Like, I don't think he's just gonna go downhill basically from here, honestly, at this point. That was 10th. We are going to continue in at number 9. Number 9. It's gonna be a good one, and I know why. But anyways, number 9 with 21 points, we have the man. That meme, the pulled pork meme, where the pork just comes off the bone. We have Reece James, fellas. Reece James
Oh,
in
yeah.
at number 9 with 21 points.
Let's
Okay.
go.
But all right, I know. I'm gonna get roasted for this one. Anyways, okay. So Parham had James in at 10th. Greg did not have Reece James in. Serge had Reece James in at 6. Naeem did not have Reece James in. Parsa did not have Reece James in. And then Jasser had Reece James in at 6. And now, the moment of truth. I did it off quality. I had Reece James in at number 1, boys. Honestly.
Damn. Damn. I did not expect that. That's crazy.
I think he's the best one, bro. Like when he's fit. That's the thing. I went based off of form, like the 2 seasons, I would say. The main one with Tuchel, right? For me, if he's able to find that form again, especially like with England as well, that Tuchel's there, so I think he might prefer him if he's fit. Fully fit, Reece James for me is the best fullback in the world, in my opinion. Personally, he's the most complete. That's why I had him in at number one. I didn't take injuries
Mm,
into account for me. Like I did it strictly
okay.
on quality. If it's injuries, then obviously I put him down. But that's the way that I did my list, and that's why I said it's interesting how everyone has done it. Right? Why didn't you have pulled pork in there, bro?
So I'm pulling up his stats right now. I want to see how many games he's played.
Because that's a big thing, man. Like if they're not
Bro,
available, that's a factor.
he hasn't played a full season's worth of games in probably combined over the last 3 years.
That's
Like
crazy. I can use that argument. One of the players that you have in there didn't play for a full year though. Don't forget in your top 10, and you still have him pretty high.
Yeah, I mean,
Ah, don't forget that when we go
hey,
to
let me see
those
who I have there.
players.
Let me see who I have there. But nah, I just took the fact that he hasn't played really.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
No, I feel that.
yeah,
I
that's
feel
it.
that, bro.
Like I said, I'm talking about players for now and for the future. I think if Reece James gets his form back and stays healthy, I think he definitely is one of the top quality right backs in the world.
yeah, man. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for like that recent performance with England, I think I might have forgotten about him. To be fair, but I mean, realistically, like you said, like talent wise, like ability wise, I like to look at players that like just are able to do things outside of their position, and he can do everything, and he can basically play anywhere on the field. So he's amazing, but yeah, like I think a really big factor is being available. If you're not available, you can't have an impact on your team and help. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his fault totally, but he's a talent for sure. Yeah,
No, yeah, for sure. Crazy, bro. That guy had 21 points. I gave him half his points, boys. That brother owes me dinner
that's
if he gets like
crazy.
that.
Yo.
One is crazy. I can't believe. Yeah, that's nuts.
It
Holy
is.
fuck.
It is what it is,
How,
bro. I love him, bro. That one, that season. I remember there was a season where he was just so good defensively and attacking wise as well, man. And just ever since then, I really do hope he regains his fitness, bro, because he's a very solid player for me. I love that, bro. I had him at FPL as well. He was carrying me, bro, that year. So, but yeah, but yeah. Alrighty, let's not dwell on Reece James anymore. Uh, so crazy. So I'm the first one basically to get their number one out of the way from all of us as of right now. Okay, so from ninth, we are going to continue to eighth with 26 points. We have Dumfries. All right.
oh
Now,
damn. Okay.
Denzel Dumfries. I will let you know where we had Dumfries. Okay. Parham had Dumfries in at 4. I did not have Dumfries in. Greg had Dumfries in at 8. Serge had Dumfries in at 7. Naeem had Dumfries in at 7. Parsa had Dumfries in at 6. Jasser had Dumfries in at 8. Damn.
Pretty consistent, except you.
Yeah, I would say that.
That's
I'll start.
surprising.
I'll start then. I'm the only one, bro. Uh, listen, I think if I didn't put, I don't know, Dumfries, like he's solid. He's solid, I would say. But the main thing for me is just because the system that he plays in, I don't know, bro. Just Inter overall, I just feel like they're so compact to a certain point where it's like I kind of want to see this brother outside of that system. If you see what I mean, like. But he's decent. He was one of my honorable mentions. Like when I was doing my list, he was like 11th for me or something like that. That's the only thing. But he's a good player.
You think the
Um,
system's carrying him?
but that's the thing, because even for his national teams, he plays in a 5 in the back. That's the thing, and he does decent there as well, honestly. But I kind of want to see him outside of that system. I want to see him in a four back to kind of get a proper understanding. He is a very good player. He is a very good player. Maybe I could have had him in, honestly, but like I said, he was an honorable mentions for me. So
I mean, yeah, like he's first in the seriea. Like out of all these, all the people from my list, or I think generally everyone's list, he has like the most goals, 6 goals. I think he's just contributing at a higher rate than a lot of other right backs in terms of. I mean, the biggest thing is goals. Getting generally like 2 assists, nothing crazy, but I think being first in Serie A, contributing so many goals in terms of his position, I put him pretty high up. So I thought 4 was pretty good.
I would like to add something. So
sure,
you mentioned that you would like to see him outside of the system that he's
yeah,
currently in, but I do think that he fits into that system perfectly. I mean, I follow Lazio a lot, so I'm familiar with Inzaghi, and I'm a big fan of him as well, right? And
Yeah.
everyone knows how important the wing backs are for his system and for his success. I would use the fact that Dumfries fits into that system so solidly and consistently as a quality rather than a detriment
Hmm.
in my argument.
Yeah, fair. That's another way of looking at it for me, bro. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but there's another player that plays in a five back where I place them relatively low compared to other people as well. So maybe it's just the way
Same.
that we view it, but like I try to be consistent throughout it. It's not like I put one man that plays in a five back higher up and then someone else lower. Maybe I'm a little bit old fashioned, but I kind of want my I want my system to be with four in the back, and I want to have like a fullback that is pretty solid overall, like complete. So maybe if I was to see him in a four back and he does a very good job, which he can do, maybe then I would have him higher up. But
So
he
you
is a very
find it
good player.
so
Yeah.
you find
Mm.
it easier to be a right back in a five at the back than a right back in a four at the back.
I don't think you have as much responsibility in defense, if you see what I mean. Like even if you look at the number for even DeMarco as well, Dumfries as well, other players like the Leverkusen guys as well, they don't have that responsibility in defense as much as like a fullback that is in the back four. So for me, that's a big that's like of huge importance to me. Like even when we did our left back position, like a lot of mans were like, "Oh, yo, attack, 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 attack." But for me,
Mm.
the way that I ranked them, it was like, yo, like I want someone who can do kind of both, if you see what I mean. Unless they're extraordinary on one end, then it's like, yo, like, but yeah. From Dumfries, who was number 8, we are going to go to number 7. With 1 point above Dumfries and 27 points, we have Marcos Llorente. Now I will let you know where we had him. So I had him in at 6, Parham had him in at 9, Greg had him in at 9, Sergio had him in at 9. Naeem had him in at 6. Parsa had him at 4. Jasser had him at 7. So basically, all of us had Marcos Llorente. I think that was the first name that all of us had him in, essentially. That was the first player. I think he's a very, very good fullback. He's versatile as well. Like he can play in the midfield. He can play both left back and right back. He's very good going up, but honestly, surprisingly, he's very, very good defensively, I would say as well. Like when he's coming against like even like a Vinny or something like that, like a proper winger, he's usually able to lock them up. Could be his pace, physicality as well is a big component of it. But I really like what I see from him. Like I followed Atleti because they've been in the title race. I followed them like almost every game, and he does usually start right back for Simeone. He's been very important for them. Like even the years when they won the La Liga, I remember he was one of the main players for them as well. It was him, Oblak, and Suarez. Like the last time that they won it, those three were their standout players. And I just think he's been consistent throughout the years for me personally. Like he's been performing. So that's why I had him.
for sure.
I'm on the same page regarding the consistency, to be honest with you, and that's actually why I had him in my list as well. Consistently playing at a great level, one of the best teams in the world as well. Like still a top 15 team throughout the years, and he's still about to go into his prime. So
Yeah.
we might be able to
Mm.
see him get even better.
He's a good like he's on one of the best defensive teams in the world too, and
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
he's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mentioned that he's a very versatile player. Does versatility play a factor when you guys are doing your
Hundred
list? Is it
percent,
is it a
100%.
bonus? Like, do you take that
Yeah.
into
Yeah, yeah.
consideration?
It's a big one. For sure. I would say like I mean the right back position like cuz it just I feel like you have to be good at almost everything like if you really want to be elite and yeah I mean Marcus Llorente like I personally haven't watched the Liga that much but whenever I have watched him he's always been solid and consistent like you mentioned
Yeah.
and I know that like just as one person in the back line is not going to contribute to you being the best defensive team. It's obviously like a collective unit but when they are like conceding only 23 goals like which is in La Liga. That's really impressive. And versatility for sure. Maybe it's like a Arteta sort of mentality where you just try to have mans play all these positions. But I think it's really where the game is going now. So if you're not
Hmm.
versatile, you're gonna fall back.
For me,
Fair.
maybe for other positions, but for right back, I don't really care about versatility. I kind of just want my right back to overlap, cross, track back, and not get beat 1v1. Other than that, I don't
Okay.
really care for him to be able to do anything else.
Okay. And then Greg, for you, how do you view it?
For me, I rate versatility. I didn't factor it in too much into my list, but I do rate the versatility. I think nowadays modern fullbacks are supposed to do more than what they were like back in the day. Now
Yeah.
they're being asked to do a lot
Yeah.
more things like Some of them are asked to be wingers. Some of them are asked to be midfielders. Some of them are asked to be classic fullbacks. So
For sure. For
yeah,
sure. From 7th, we're going to 6th. Okay. With 32 points, we have Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong ended up in 6th. Now, I will let you know
Nice.
where we had him. Parham had Frimpong in at 6.
On the dot.
Greg had him at 6 as well. Serge had him
Nice.
at 5. Naeem had
Okay.
him at 5. Parsa did not have Frimpong in. Jasser had Frimpong in at 2. And then I did have him in at 10. Sorry, I forgot. For a second, I was like, did I not have that, brother? I had him in at 10. So the only person that didn't have him was Parsa.
A player for now and a player for the future. Frimpong, I mean, was in the headlines for that exciting Leverkusen season last season, right? And I think he's one of those players that is going to get a really big move soon and, be one of the world beaters in his position.
Yeah.
Fair.
Honestly, that Leverkusen side last year really got me into watching the Bundesliga. I haven't really followed it as much, but just kind of following their whole unbeaten run was really fun to watch. And he's a fun player to watch. Him and Grimaldo just like made that team like I don't know. It was like a Showtime team that you just wanted to always see what was going to happen. I mean, I don't know. Defensively, like if you wanted to bring a factor of defense, I don't think he stands out fairly high, but like when it comes to attacking, like I think he's one of the best. So yeah,
yeah. I think he's probably the best attacking right back that I have in my list. I don't know.
You sure
Maybe
about that? You're forgetting someone, I feel like.
I might be. I might be, but
Okay.
um, but regardless, I think he might be like. Oh no, yeah, I'm
That's what I
forgetting
was
someone.
about to say,
I'm
but
forgetting someone. But you know what?
someone important,
But
bro.
yeah, he's still up there. And
Yeah.
only reason I didn't have him higher is because I haven't seen him much defensively. And
Yeah.
like you said earlier, the five at the back, I feel like it hides his defensive abilities, whether they're good or not.
That's why I had him low for me personally, bro. I think everyone that I have above him is just more complete. Defensively,
Mm,
Frimpong is trash, bro. I'll be honest with you. Even if you look at the numbers, like he's pretty dog shit. But it's the way that they play as well. Like Alonso plays with them a specific way. It is what it is. But for like, I'm telling you, if someone gets that brother in for a back four, I think they're in trouble.
yeah,
You're getting
Personally.
cooked.
Yeah, that's the thing.
100%, 100%.
That's the thing. Like he literally plays kind of as a winger at this point. But anyways, we're entering our top 5. Okay, 36 points. Ooh, this is gonna hurt you guys, but we have Yuri and
I know.
Timber in that fifth.
Let's go.
We have Yuri and Timber in at 5th. I will let you know where we all had Timber. So I had him in at 5th. Parham had him in at 5th. Greg,
Nice.
Greg had him in at 2nd. Serge
Ooh.
had him in at 4th.
Damn, second. I rate it.
Naeem did not have Timber in. Parsa had Timber in at 5th. And then Jasser had Timber in at 9. Parham, talk to me
You're in.
about Timber. Yes, sir.
Totally, man. I mean, look, fifth I think is a really good suitable place for him. I mean, I feel like in terms of like the back four with what Pep sort of developed with his defensive line, kind of having 4 center backs, is just sort of becoming the new mold in terms of what it takes to be like a really top defensive team to just have those center back qualities, just being, big, strong, and like being able to work on the ball. And every time he's on the ball, I always feel very like just calm and confident that he's going to take care of it. Obviously, he has his slip ups here and there, but like overall, he's just very composed, and I really like him. I just want to see him, more in action. He obviously missed the whole year last year, and like this year, he's gotten his opportunities to show what he can do. Maybe not as much as I'd like, but when he has showed out, I think it's the composure that I just really stands out to me. So that's why I got him pretty high up there, and he's just got the center back quality and the right back DM qualities that I like. So I just like that versatility too.
Greg,
Yeah.
2nd. Talk to me.
Yeah. I think he's the most complete right back in the world. Honestly, defensively, attacking wise, he's technical. Like he's actually like not just base level solid. He's actually like a high level of technicality. Like I see him turning players all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
delivery is amazing. Everything you want out of him. And then defensively, he's a center back. Like
Yeah.
he's got it all.
If he's the most complete, why the hell
Physical
is he
level.
not number 1 for you?
Because number one's the best. Because Nova was the best.
Crazy, bro. Serge, anything you want to add about Yuri and Timber?
Sure, his form is great, and that's the reason why I had him so high. You know, he seems like he can do no wrong right now, and he seems like a very complete player, living up to the hype.
Yeah. But Greg, how do you have him second when he was out for a full season, basically, and this is his second season?
No, yeah, that's true. But he's played every game this season, and he's looked like the
Has he played
best.
every game?
This guy's
He's played
basing
every
it
game.
off of his
Oh
Ajax
wow!
times. No, he hasn't played every game, has he?
I swear he hasn't.
He's
I
been
wish I
injured,
saw
no?
him more
A little
often.
bit. I swear he was injured
I
for a
I
bit.
don't think he caught an injury.
Damn, really?
I think even when I think he was playing right left back in the beginning of the season,
Yeah,
Interesting. You
and
could be
then
right, honestly. Yuri and Timber, bro, like you guys said, I remember. Param, do you remember when Timber first joined that I told you, man?
yeah, you rated him hard
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure from the
Timber
start.
Timber was sick, bro. And I told these mans that Timber's gonna take White's place, in my opinion. I always thought he was a
Oh
better
yeah.
player. Like he's so good, bro. He's very good. He's very good going up defensively. He's very solid as well. Has the technical level. He's like a right back Guardiol, basically, kind of that
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what I mean? That's why I had him. That's why we all had him, I guess. Very good, solid player. All right, boys. In fourth spot with 40 points, we have, I believe he could be the oldest one on this list. We have Dani Carvajal in at four.
Nice. Yeah.
I will let you know where we had him. Parham had him at 7. I had him at 2. Greg had him at 4. Serge had him. Did not have him. Actually, oh shit.
wow.
Serge did not have Dani Carvajal in. Naeem had Carvajal in at 1. Parsa did not have Carvajal in. Jasser had Carvajal in at 1. So a mix, honestly. Some people didn't have him. Some people had him first. A couple of people in the middle. Serge, why did you not have him? I assume because you said for the future. Maybe that's why. But
Exactly. I rate Carvajal heavy. He's one of the best in recent years and a standout right back in recent years. And even last year, from the start of the season, I quickly noticed how great his form was, and I was telling everyone that I know about it. But he had a very serious injury at a old age now. He's probably not coming back from that. He's
Yeah.
probably not coming back to the top level.
yeah,
So you know what? Remove them. That's also why Kyle Walker didn't make my list, and just focus on the players that I'm predicting are gonna be good for years to come.
I mean, I had him in because he had like a Ballon d'Or like top 3 season last year, so like you
fair.
can't leave him out. I had him fourth.
Yeah, you had a fourth.
Uh,
Yep.
I think I think I think he would have been one if we were doing this in the beginning of the season
Mm-hmm.
instead of now after his injury.
Yeah, for sure. Coming into the new season, he was like the best one in the world based off of
Yeah.
what happened last season, obviously. But Parham, you had him in at 7th.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
I mean, yeah, like with the season he's had, it's been not like anything super stand out. But like I think I put him in obviously just for the legacy that he has. He's a perennial winner. I think he's just like he averages like a trophy like per I don't know 200 days or something. I remember some crazy statistic like that. He's just like just stacking up the trophy cabinet, and I think that just holds a lot of weight. He's definitely going to be like I think I would say he's going to be a Real Madrid legend when he retires. I mean, just to even be considered in Ballon d'Or voting when there's no right backs that have ever really like won it, or I don't even remember ever being considered. But just to be in that conversation, like that just shows a lot. So he had to be in the top 10.
Yeah, I had him in at 2nd. I had him relatively high for our Ballon d'Or rankings, I remember as well. Great player coming into it. He was probably number 1. Very good going up throughout the last few years as well. He's improved defensively. He's complete, in my opinion. He's complete. He's also cheeky. He's like a Sergio Ramos, like the dark arts. He knows
Yeah.
exactly when to foul and get away with it. You know what? Like in big games as well. Could be corruption, but we don't know anyways. But but yeah, so I had him relatively high. Like as of right now, like I haven't seen him this season since like October, right? But based off of in October, I had to have him relatively high. He could come back and like you said, he can be a completely different player with that injury. I'm pretty sure it was the ACL, I think. So yeah, but like if I'm judging it for what I've seen so far, I had to have him relatively high. Probably the best fullback of the last decade. Like right back. We are entering our podium, boys. Now, from 40 points, we are jumping to the 50s. Okay, all 3 players ended up in 50-ish points. Third spot, 51 points. We have my Barca boy, Jules Koundé, in at 3rd.
Nice.
Okay, I had him in at 4th. Parham had him in at 3rd. Greg had Koundé in at 5th. Serge had Koundé in at second. Naeem had Koundé in at fourth. Parsa had Koundé in at third. Jasser had Koundé in at fifth. Surprisingly, the Barca man did not have him the highest. It was actually Serge. Serge had him in at second. Serge, talk to me, brother.
Uh, I like him a lot, actually.
Okay.
For Barca and for France, I think he's solid. I think he does his job. He's exactly what I would want in a right back in general. And past few years, he's been good. And I think he's only gonna get better as well.
Yeah, fair. I'll continue on that, bro. Like, yeah, I've been surprised with what that brother's doing at right back. He has like 8 assists this year. I'm pretty sure this season. So he's doing very, very well. He started off as a CB, went to right back because we kind of needed a right back, and he's been solid. Now he's starting for France. Well, he's been starting for France as well for a right back as well. Like he's been doing it so good. Deschamps like, yo, brother, come in, help us out
He
as well.
settled in. He settled in
Yeah.
perfectly.
And he has a very good mentality. Like I've seen a few interviews for him. So originally he hated the right back position. Well, not hated it, but like he wasn't that happy with it, obviously. But now in recent interviews or like news, it was just like he wants to improve and continue improving. He's always like staying extra after, like learning to do passes or overlaps or whatnot. Basically, like he's very committed to it. I rate him, bro. He's doing solid. Like he's improved a lot in attack as well. Last season he wasn't the best at it, but this season with Lamine Yamal, they formed like a brilliant connection. They actually know each other so well, bro. It's actually very nice to see.
I mean, yeah, like you guys pretty much covered a lot of it. Like I like him as a player, and he just fits the profile of like the ability to be able to play multiple positions with the center back, right back thing. But yeah, like you said, he settled in very nicely. I just like him overall. He seems like he always has a good attitude when he's on the field, and yeah, just good vibes. He passes the vibe check. That's pretty much my criteria. So yeah.
I like him a lot too. I like that that he does that modern right back left back thing that nowadays they're trying to do, like center backs that could play fullback. Gives a lot of solidity to the defense.
According to our list, he's the best center back converted to right back in the world. Just so
According to the list,
yeah.
yeah. Not my list though.
But
He also
yeah,
has great outfits. Great outfits.
Yeah, he's got drip.
Incredible
He's got
outfits.
drip.
alrighty, boys. Okay, so yeah, we had Jules Koundé in at third. So I'll let you know right now, straight off the bat. Number one and number two. Number one has 56 points. Number two has 55 points. Essentially.
Wow.
So it's a 1 point
Okay.
difference.
I would
And-
assume one of those is Dalot.
for sure.
Yeah.
The other one is Wan Bissaka.
Bissaka.
It's between the two bands. Okay. So honestly, I'll just say number one and then I'll say number two, basically. Okay. The best right back in the world, according to us, with 56 points, is Achraf Hakimi. And in
Wow.
second
Nice.
place is Trent Alexander-Arnold with 55
Yes,
points.
dude.
Okay, now I will let you know. So I'll start off with Trent at second, let you know where we all had him, and then we'll go to Hakimi, okay? But Trent, I had him in at third. Parham had Trent in at second. Greg had Trent in at 1. Serge had Trent in at 3. Naeem hates this, brother. He had him in at 8.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Parsa had Trent in at 2. Jasser had Trent in at 3. So Naeem, I'm pretty sure he hates it because he does not rate him defensively at all, and that's a big thing for him. He's one of those mans, But Greg, you had him as the best right back in the world. So talk to me.
Yeah, I think his defensive inefficiencies are overstated. I don't think he's that as bad as people say he is defensively. And attacking wise, he's by far the best right back
Oh, yeah.
in the world, by far. Like the technical ability this guy has is a different level.
Crazy. What happened to Frimpong, bro?
Yeah, no, I forgot about when I was talking about Punk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
There was a lot of consideration about whether he should be first, but I mean, I think a lot of people do knock him for his defensive ability a lot. He just has those games where it really comes out and everyone's talking about it, so that kind of sticks with you. But attacking wise, I mean, it's already been said, like passing ability, technical ability is just like it's the best in the world in terms of his possession, especially. And I don't know, now that he's going to Real Madrid, I think a lot of his attitude is also kind of rubbing people the wrong way. Like, for him to actually go sign with Real Madrid before the season's done, put like Liverpool in the locker room into like a weird spot. I just feel like he can maybe there's some ego and attitude there that could be a little bit detrimental to your team. But I mean, overall, like in terms of ability, like it's up there.
You know what? I'm contradicting myself a little bit having Trent in the top three because I didn't have Di Lorenzo in the top 10 because I didn't like his 1v1 defending in the Euro. But you know what, man? He has so much quality. And I think one of the main reasons I have him in the top three is because he's going to Madrid now. Madrid, I think, is gonna make him better. They're gonna remove that ego. Like,
Hmm.
everyone thought Mbappe was gonna go to Madrid and he
Yeah.
was just gonna be the same player that doesn't track back, etc. But we're seeing that he actually fights for the badge. I think Trent is gonna do the same because no one is bigger than Madrid, and I think he's gonna become even better than he is. And once he, fixes that side of his game, the 1v1 defending especially, I think he's gonna be the best for sure.
All right. What's the date today? March 31st, 2025. All right. Well, as of today, I can't wait for that brother to join Madrid because he's gonna get cooked in defense, bro. Alejandro Balde and Rafinha against Trent is gonna be a movie, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. Especially Balde, bro. Balde against Trent is gonna be a movie, fam. Movie. I'm telling you. But they're probably gonna have Valverde in there to help him out as well. I feel like Valverde is gonna be the one who's gonna have a lot of the defensive burden. But Trent, yeah, like I don't think he's that bad defensively in my opinion. I think most of it is like a lack of concentration. I would say he's so good, bro. Like attacking wise,
Mm.
that's the thing. He's so good that you have to like he's generational in that regard, you know. So you kind of have to have him there. So that's why I had him in at third. I personally couldn't have him as the number one because he's not the most complete in my opinion. So that's the way that I
Mm.
looked at it. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see those balls over the top from Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo. Shit, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But for sure, he is one of the best right backs in the world, if not the best. It was very close, like we said, 1 point, right? So number one, Hakimi. I will let you know where we had Hakimi in. Parham had him at number one. Greg had him at number three. Serge had him at number one. Naeem had him at number two. Parsa had him at number one. Jasser had him at number four. I had him the lowest. I had him at nine. Yeah. Same.
Wild.
I don't think he's the best defensively. That's the thing for me still. I don't think he's the best. I think he's improved honestly with Luis and Enrique in that regard. But just overall with what I've seen, I don't think he's the best defensively in my opinion. So he's not complete. Therefore, I had him relatively low. It's not like a situation with like Trent where like attacking wise he's just so clear that you have to have him pretty higher. But Hakimi is a very good fullback, I would say. The interesting part is according to our lists. So Nuno Mendes was the best left back in the world. Hakimi was the best right back in the world. So damn, PSG, according to our list, essentially, they have the best fullback pairing in the world. And you could
Yeah.
argue it. Honestly, you could argue it. Yeah. So
Not only first in League One, but I think they're having an unbeaten season. And I mean, anytime there's an unbeaten season going on, like no matter what kind of league you're in, I know that it's League One. I know that they have like kind of the monopoly on that league, but still to go unbeaten is very, very difficult. I don't think it's been done in League One, or at least not for a while. So it's really good. I mean, the main thing for him, like his average match rating out of all the other players is the highest. It's around like 7.4. 7.5, and it just shows that he's just consistently performing over and over again. I know we can't, it's hard to compare when the level of competition is different between the leagues, but I mean, as a player, like you have to just consider who you're up against, and for them to just consistently show out. I just and also him beating the PSG beating the Liverpool in the Champions League, that gives me extra brownie points for him. I'm happy to see them get knocked out, and so I feel like that's why Nuno mentioned and him are getting pretty high ratings as well.
I mean, he's been pretty good his entire career, and he's played for. I mean, Madrid rated him, Inter rated him, now PSG rates him. So the experts rate him, and he's monumental in PSG's success as well, in my opinion. So
mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's probably one of the best PSG teams we've seen in recent years. Like, yeah, they went to the final with Mbappe and Neymar, but that was like a one-way tie every time. Now it seems like it's more legit. There's two-way ties. They beat a big team. They're like 30 points clear of at top
Oh
of the
yeah.
table. And I think Hakimi's consistency and performances have been monumental to that. In years to come, he's gonna reach his prime.
Mhm.
My prediction is he's gonna be even better.
I like Hakimi a lot, but yeah, kind of what you said. I don't like his defensive side as much. I don't think he's as good as Trent. to be putting him at number one with his lack of defensive ability.
Do you think he's worse than
But
Trent
yeah,
No,
for that? Like
like
defensive.
defensively, no, because
Okay.
he makes up with it for it with his like insane physical ability. Like he's fast, he's strong,
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
but you know,
If I was thinking about the consistency in it, maybe I could have had him higher. Honestly, he does play a very pivotal part for PSG right now. Both their fullbacks. So yeah, kudos to them. Kudos to PSG. Apparently, according to us, they have the best fullbacks in the world as of right now.
yeah,
Okay,
Eric's gonna love that.
I know, bro. This guy,
I'm
fuck.
sure, bro. He's waiting for this
He
episode.
didn't even vote in this one. If he voted, Hakimi would have been clear with like
Yeah,
20 points
bro.
or some
Straight
shit,
up.
bro. But yeah, there you guys have it. That was our top 10 right backs in the world. As we said, PSG, according to the FG podcast, has the best fullback pairing in the world. Nuno mentioned Hakimi. Now, I know Eris is going to love that, like we said, but we are going to be continuing in future episodes. I believe we are going to be doing CDM next. One thing that I forgot to note before anyone roasts us or anything, also Hakimi. Okay, we did not have him in there because we considered him in a different position. Okay, so because at Bayern he's been playing like in the midfield right now, kind of like a CDM double pivot. We are going to be considering him in that position for future videos. So do not roast us. Say why the hell is Kimmich not in your top 10 for right backs? Okay, but like I said, that is it. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, please, as always, so we can continue to provide this beautiful content for you guys. From everyone from Footy Gents, from Greg, Serge, Parham, and me, we will see you guys on the next episode. Easy.